Alright, what's up guys? Long time no see. I'm back. Got some updates for you guys at the end of the video, but we have a lot of stuff to cover today, so let's just jump into it. Alright, starting with the new Starfields, they're okay. Lots of upper mids and treble, very resolving. Reminds me of the OG Olina, but with better accessories, basically. You're going to run into the same scaling issues. At mid volume, it's fine for the most part, but it's a hit or miss with J-pop and heavy electronic tracks depending on how they're produced and mastered. So I wouldn't recommend these for higher volumes, they just hurt too much. High-pitched female vocals with lots of electric guitars are a no-go in my experience. If it had more bass, it would be a lot more palatable and help ground the note weight because that's also on the lighter side of the spectrum. It's a shame because the case and the cable, like if you can see, it's really nice, as well as the build quality is made out of metal, so it's phenomenal for its price, like as a package overall, but it just has too much issues with the upper mids and treble. The cable is actually very nice, and you can still save it with a 300 Mitch filter, but that does affect clarity a bit, so it is what it is. Overall, it's still a B+ like the original Olina, and I just want to point out that the Olina SC still holds its own even now, as it's more holographic than the other sets on the list, so refer to the rankings. But up next we have the Chu II, and it's a lot smoother than the Starfields actually. Obviously not as detailed and resolving, but way more enjoyable in my opinion, and would be my pick if you had to choose between the two, so just save that money for something else. It's going to be another harmonish tuning, so nothing special about the sound, but it does its job like every other budget IEM. I don't know why you would get this if you already have like the Warner or the Hola or something. The bass is okay, the mid-range is okay, the treble is okay, it's just okay, inoffensive, with a little kick to it in the bass. There's some masking in the treble, not the smoothest dynamically, but it's $19, so overall it's still a high B- like the other budget IEMs, so if you're looking for a great starter set, then these are it. And as for the Ew100 DSP version, it's basically just the original Ew100 but with more bass. So basically just a modded Ew100, which means it's gonna be a great starter set, again like the Chu. Personally, I still get the regular Ew100 since the DSP has some floaty timbre to it and it doesn't come with a detachable cable somehow, so yeah, go check out my video on the original Ew100, but for now it's another B-. But speaking of starter sets, the Tanchjim 1 is probably my favorite budget IEM right now, overtaking the Quarks and Tanya DSP. Yeah, I know. It comes in this little pouch and it's basically a smoother Chu II and reminds me of the Project Red but without the subwoofer-like bass texture. It's less thin and more natural in its timbre, and it has decent resolution, but nothing crazy of course, so it's another great all-rounder and one of the smoothest under $100, and would be my pick for like a starter budget set. So overall, gets a B. So moving on, we got the 7Hz Sonus, and it's another Harman. Nothing much to say here. It's clean, inoffensive, good resolution, and reminds me of the Hexa but with more forward vocals and very close tech-wise. It has a simple design and it comes with this little pouch. Personally, I would save the $20 and get the Sonus over the Hexa, but the Hexa does edge it out in layering, so that's the trade-off you're gonna get for the more forward vocals. Again, it's gonna be a bit vanilla, so don't expect much bass or heavy note weight, but still a very solid set. I would say it's a B+. Okay, next we have the Simgot EM6L or the Phoenix, and it's probably the most technical and resolving set I've heard around $100. However, it is a bit bright. It comes in this pill-shaped case, and you definitely feel the elevated upper mids and treble on energetic tracks like J-pop, K-pop, EDM. Not much of an issue at mid-volume, but yeah, don't expect to blast these. It's not as fatiguing as the Starfields because it has more bass to kind of balance it out, but definitely bright leaning, and I would just be cautious listening at higher volumes. Like the Starfields, I did try the 300 Mitch filters on both of them and it does help, but again, you're going to be trading some clarity for the extra bit of smoothness. If you value resolution and technical performance, then the stock EM6L is a great pick. It's just that for me, it's a little bit too bright, so overall, A-. And finally, these are my favorite IEMs out of the pile that I tried, the Tangzu Fudu. These are very nice. It has the same bass profile as the EM6L, but it fixes the upper mids and treble sharpness. Obviously, none of these are going to be bass sets, and the Fudu isn't going to be the most technical out of the bunch, so it's going to be around the Sonus level, but it's just so much more musical with a nice balance of air and low end and way more engaging than the Sonus, Hexa, and EM6L. It comes in this little pouch, and I guess it's a new trend, just pouches, but it also comes with these Senkai tips, which are very comfy. They're like a rubber texture, as well as the black Venus tips, which I'm not using on these right now. They're on the Olinas. Yeah, this is what the IEM looks like. Sorry for the messy cable. It's got like a simple design and does the job. The Fudu is still a bit Harman, but it's got its own thing going on, enough to stand out from the rest of the Harman clones, which is why it's probably my favorite out of the bunch. Very musical, A-. I also have a Monarch Mark III video on the way, so stay tuned for that. I also do have the Prestige LTD, the Hype 2, as well as the Monarch Mark II coming in, which I'm very lucky and grateful to be able to have this opportunity to just kind of borrow and listen from my audiophile buddies. But so far it's been a very interesting month, and after contemplating for the past while and just remembering all the kindness and support everyone showed me in my goodbye video, I felt like it would be a shame for things to just end here. I just want to thank you guys for being so kind and supportive. And in order to make time, I'm going to be posting once every month or so instead of every week. But most importantly, this is my way of giving back to the community. And I guess it's also just a smart use of time by learning YouTube this way as well. But yeah, I'll keep everyone updated, and I'll see you guys next month or something. Peace.